I used to refresh my portfolio every 10 minutes. Red days ruined my mood. Then something changed. Instead of trying to predict the market, I built a system that works whether I watch it or not. That's when investing stopped being emotional and started being peaceful. If you want to sleep like a real investor, not a gambler, watch this. If your portfolio gives you anxiety, you are probably doing it wrong. The investor at the center of this transformation is named Daniel, and his journey from anxious portfolio checker to peaceful long-term investor contains specific, actionable steps that anyone can follow to eliminate investment anxiety. Welcome to Harper Mumbling. Daniel's anxiety-driven investing began innocently enough. He started investing with genuine enthusiasm, putting $300 per month into a mix of index funds. But within weeks, he had developed an unhealthy obsession with monitoring his account. He checked his portfolio balance first thing every morning, multiple times during the workday, and again before bed. Each check triggered an emotional response. Green numbers brought relief and validation. Red numbers brought anxiety and regret. His mood became hostage to market movements completely outside his control. The breaking point came during a week when the market dropped 4%. Daniel checked his account 37 times in 5 days, watching his balance decline by roughly $800. He could not concentrate at work. He slept poorly. He snapped at his partner over minor issues because he was stressed about money he had not actually lost, just numbers changing on a screen. That weekend, he realized this behavior was unsustainable. If a temporary 4% decline could wreck his emotional state, how would he handle an actual bear market with 20 or 30% drops? He needed to change his approach or stop investing entirely. Daniel identified the root problem. He was treating investing like day trading, even though his strategy was long-term buy and hold. He was monitoring short-term price movements that were completely irrelevant to his decade-long time horizon. The disconnect between his strategy and his behavior was creating unnecessary suffering. So he developed a system specifically designed to separate his emotions from market volatility. This system had 5 components, each addressing a different aspect of investment anxiety. Component 1 was automatic investing. Daniel already had automatic monthly contributions, but he modified the setup in a crucial way. He scheduled his investments to execute on the first of each month and set up automatic email filters to send the confirmation messages directly to a folder he never checked. This removed the moment of executing the trade, which had become a source of anxiety. He no longer had to consciously buy when markets felt scary. The system did it for him, and he did not even receive confirmation that it had happened. Component 2 was establishing a checking schedule. Daniel made a rule. He would check his portfolio balance exactly once per quarter on the first day of January, April, July, and October. He would spend 15 minutes reviewing the balance, confirming contributions had executed properly, and then logging out for another 3 months. To enforce this rule, he deleted the brokerage app from his phone, removed bookmarks from his browser, and wrote his checking dates on his calendar. He treated portfolio monitoring like a scheduled appointment rather than an anytime activity. Component 3 was eliminating financial news consumption. Daniel unsubscribed from every financial newsletter, unfollowed market commentary accounts on social media, and stopped visiting financial news websites. He realized that financial news exists to provoke emotional reactions because emotional reactions drive engagement. The information provided rarely helped him make better decisions, but consistently made him feel anxious, greedy, or fearful. By cutting off the source of emotional manipulation, he removed a major driver of portfolio checking behavior. Component 4 was creating an investment policy statement. Daniel wrote a 1-page document outlining his strategy, his reasons for choosing that strategy, and the specific conditions under which he would deviate from it. The document stated his goal was financial independence in 25 years through consistent investment in diversified index funds. It specified that he would not sell during downturns, would not chase performance, and would not make changes based on short-term market movements. Whenever he felt tempted to check his portfolio or make adjustments, he reread this document to remind himself why he had chosen his approach. Component 5 was redirecting his attention. Daniel recognized that his constant portfolio checking was filling a psychological need for control and progress monitoring. He needed to redirect that energy towards something productive. He started tracking his savings rate instead of his investment balance. Every month, he calculated what percentage of his income he had saved and invested. This metric was completely within his control, unlike market returns. Improving his savings rate from 30% to 35% became his focus, giving him a sense of progress and control without the emotional volatility of watching market fluctuations. The transformation was not immediate. The first quarter of his new system was difficult. Daniel felt phantom urges to check his portfolio, especially on days when he overheard coworkers discussing market movements, but he stuck to his rules. When April arrived and he logged in for his quarterly check, something remarkable had happened. He had no memory of the daily ups and downs of the previous 3 months. All the volatility had been smoothed into a single data point. His balance had grown from his contributions and modest market gains. The emotional roller coaster of daily checking had been replaced by calm quarterly observation. By his third quarterly check, Daniel noticed he felt almost indifferent when logging in. The balance was information, not a source of identity or emotional state. It was growing steadily, which confirmed his system was working, but the specific number did not trigger happiness or disappointment. He had successfully separated his emotional well-being from market performance. The system he built worked exactly the same whether he watched it constantly or ignored it completely, so he chose to ignore it. 2 years into this approach, Daniel reflected on what had changed. His portfolio had grown substantially, performing essentially the same as it would have if he had checked it obsessively, but his quality of life had improved dramatically. He no longer experienced investment-related anxiety. He slept well regardless of market conditions. His relationship with his partner improved because he was not constantly distracted or stressed about money. He was more productive at work because he was not sneaking glances at his portfolio throughout the day. The cost of his old behavior had not been financial, it had been psychological, and eliminating that cost felt like a revelation. Daniel's experience reveals an important truth about investment anxiety. The anxiety does not come from market volatility itself. It comes from the gap between your behavior and your time horizon. If you are investing for 30 years but checking your balance 30 times per day, you are creating emotional volatility that the market itself does not require you to experience. The solution is not to predict the market better or time your trades more carefully. The solution is to build a system that removes your ability to react emotionally to information that does not matter for your goals. The investors who sleep well are not the ones with the steadiest portfolios. They are the ones who have accepted that volatility is the price of admission for long-term returns and have structured their lives to avoid experiencing that volatility emotionally. They invest automatically, check in frequently, ignore financial news, follow predetermined plans, and direct their attention toward things they can actually control. This is not about being careless or uninformed. It is about recognizing that constant monitoring and emotional reactions do not improve results but dramatically worsen the experience. If you are lying awake at night thinking about your portfolio, if red days ruin your mood, if you cannot stop checking your balance, you do not have a market problem, you have a system problem. Build the 5-component system Daniel created: automatic investing, quarterly checking maximum, zero financial news, written investment policy, and attention redirected to controllable metrics. Give yourself permission to stop watching, stop reacting, and start sleeping. Your returns will be the same or better, and your life will be immeasurably more peaceful. This is Harper mumbling, and if this video helped you understand that investment success is about building systems that work without your constant attention, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who checks their portfolio too often and suffers for it. Leave a comment about how frequently you check your portfolio and whether you are ready to implement a checking schedule. Turn on notifications for future videos about the practical psychology of peaceful investing. Thank you for watching, and remember, the best investors are not the most informed or most active, they are the ones who sleep best at night.